and I'm going to be your host this evening. Now, you may be wondering, what the heck is a rookie reset? Well, friends, it would be evenings just like this, except your girl would be stressed the hell out because I could not manage my classroom. And quite frankly, I couldn't figure out this whole teaching thing. So, what we do here on the Rookie Reset is provide you, as a new teacher, practical tools, tips, and strategies to help you stay in the game. I am the professional learning. I am the PD that you need, because often just quit too soon because they are just not getting the support they need. So that's what we do every Tuesday, somewhere between 5:15, 5:45. We provide you with practical tools, tips, help you stay in the game. So let's talk about it. So today, as I told you, several teachers have been reaching out to me. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna quit. This is too much. Like, this is way too hard. And honestly, I can relate to that because that was kind of my first year. It was like, dang, why is this so hard? And you can feel like, when I think about it, I reflect back on, there was a time when I was in college that I was in this shooting slump, and I would stay after practice and I would put up jumpers. I would put in max time. I'd go in the game and I still would miss. It didn't matter how much effort I was putting in, I still kept missing shots. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. And that's kind of how teaching was for me, because I was putting in the max effort, but I wasn't seeing the results every day. I'm screaming, I'm yelling. It was team too much. So I think a lot of times when new teachers come into the game, they kind of feel that same way. I am doing everything. I don't know what to do. Why is this teaching so hard? And so I want to share with you all. I want to share with you all a few things to consider. And I think that, let me back up. So something I think a lot of times, the teaching part, I think, is not as challenging for new teachers. Like, when I talk to people, they're like, oh my gosh, like, if you just, I can figure out the teaching part. They're like, I don't understand why this is so hard. Like, the mindset that you have to have and things that you have to consider when you pull up in the door. Like, if you don't know, that it's kind of like a shock, like deer in the headlights, because you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm struggling. Why is that? And so I want to share with you a couple of things that I wish, if I knew, I think that would have made teaching a lot, like a smoother transition. Not that it would have been a lot easier, but the transition would have been better. And I think that's what it is, the transition into the game. Because smart person, I'm sure, I know you smart because they hired you for this position. But smarts really, smarts really, sometimes they did not get me through what, the challenges that I was having as a new teacher. So just want to share with you a few things that can that can help you position your mind. Like, it's why is teaching is hard. So I think the first thing, I'm just gonna say it because maybe nobody's told you yet. Yes, one thing is, yes, this is teaching. Yes, it's that hard. Excuse my French, it's that damn hard. Yes, it's hard, y'all. It's hard. I mean, you are juggling a lot. You are a master manager. You're dealing with your emotions, you're dealing with students' emotions, you're dealing with human beings. There is a lot more come to it. So if you are like, why am I struggling? I want to remind you that yes, it is that hard. If it feels like you are putting in max effort and you aren't seeing results and you don't understand why, it's because, yes, this is hard. The transition is hard. Now, it's not going to always stay hard, but initially jumping into the pool, yeah, like, it's hard. You like drowning. You dealing with, I need to grade papers. I need to have for myself. How do I manage my classroom? How do I be a relationship? All those things, like, you are taking on a lot. It is a challenging transition, and we just need to name that thing, because it was a group of teachers that I talked to last year, and one guy was like, listen, if you didn't come here in here and talk to me today, I was about to get in my car and apply for jobs. Like, I'd already had my mind made up. And he said, but he said, I didn't understand that it's hard. Like, no one has told me that. But see, this is the thing. When I look into the groups at the beginning. Oh, where are my supplies? Oh, I need to get this. Oh, I need to get that. Yeah. And there's some other things you need. You don't know that blindly. Their heart. The second thing is that are what's going to make you a great teacher. You see, I as a when I tell you y'all, I botched that thing. I'm talking about I messed up so much. Called inside of my own classroom one day. I wanted to sit at my desk and teach, so I had to take a quiz in the back of the book. And the students, they cheated in the back of the book. And you know how I knew she cheated? She said she wrote down may vary, baby. Answers may vary. She wrote it down. But I made a ton of mistakes. I mean, so many. Like I know what like I'm going. I think embrace the fact that you're going to mess this thing up. You will make mistakes. It's gonna happen, but it's also what's gonna make you a great teacher. When I reflect back on that first year, shout out to Miss Malone. Listen, that seventh class, they about ran us out of there. Struggling, baby. We ain't know we was coming or going up in that thing. But now always like this listen, I got what critical I listen, I ain't even gonna mess your title up, but she doing big things out here. But she doesn't arrive at that place if she did not have the challenges she had as a new teacher. She arrived there. There's no rookie's playbook without the challenges that I had as a new teacher, right? But it literally makes you great. I think that something that's unique about teaching is that you literally learn while you're doing it. You know, like I learned how to use Power School by calling inside my own classroom. Nobody told me that. So that's Power School. Don't judge me. That's it. It is what it is. Okay. Okay. The next thing is, I would say, I say there's a two-parter right here. I would say a mentor. I would say, first of all, ask for help. It's nothing wrong if you don't understand what's going on. You having challenges. It is okay. That's the first thing. But one of the things you can do to address that is get you a mentor. A mentor is invaluable. And I had 3. And they was, I promise you, do not try to do this thing alone, y'all. It's hard. It's hard, and you cannot do this alone. You need help. You gotta have help. Mentors literally taught me how to teach. And my mentor, Miss Holmes, shout out to you. But I tell people all the time, I didn't know the kids could be quiet when I talked. I saw her teach and I said, oh, that's how you do that. I didn't know it was possible. She came into my class a couple times. She was like, oh no, Fitzgerald, you got a whole row of students that not even paying attention to what you're saying. They on their cell phones. She told me that. I wouldn't have known that. And even like Miss Reed and Miss Dickinson, they really took me under their wing and they literally taught me how to teach. This how we gonna teach this. And but a mentor, invaluable. Get you one. Ask for help. If there are other new teachers, get you some help out here. Do not try to do this thing alone. It's impossible. Well, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I think one of the things that was unique for me is that because of I should know already kind of kept me struggling for a while. Like they didn't even know I was struggling. I never said anything, you know. But it's okay to ask for help. And a lot of times new teachers, they do try to do it alone. So really the key takeaway from that one is do not try to do this alone. Get you a help, get you a mentor, but it is okay to ask for help. Okay. I think the next thing is this is probably, and this is why I preach this message all the time. Relationships. Hear me loud and clear. There will be no teaching without it. And I think that, woo, baby. And honestly, personally, that was a challenge for me. So getting in a classroom and trying to understand 15 and 16-year-olds, oh, baby, they about ran me out of there. So you really gotta, I think Miss Malone said on the on the Ricky Reset recently. She was like, we cannot teach people we don't know. We can't teach people we don't know. And honestly, they will match your energy. They will match your energy. They know if you are a genuine person. They know if you are truly invested in their success. And if you aren't connected to them, they don't give a crap about what you're talking about. I hate to say it like that. I know it might be crude, it might be rude, but it is what it is. If they do not feel that you are taking the time to connect, then they it's going to be very challenging to learn, because it's definitely my first year, the challenges I had, because I didn't take time to understand them folks, y'all. Like, I thought I was just gonna go in here with my little math problems and they just gonna listen, because that's how I grew up. My teacher, I just respect the teacher. The teacher talk, you listen. I talk about ways I always say to do it in my rookie reset. I think, and I'll just give them to you really quickly. Number one is, like, you gotta believe in them. You gotta believe they can do it. um you have to be willing to examine yourself, like look in the mirror, own it when when your biases are getting in the way of students connecting to you. Being real, being authentic, being yourself, because that's one of the best ways to be a relationship. People, they love genuine people, especially. um as I said before, taking the time to relate to them, and just being trustworthy and consistent. um But relationships without those people, hear me loud and clear, there ain't no teaching happening. You can have the best lesson in the world, baby. If them folks ain't connected to you, then it's gonna be real hard out here, straight up. Because I think the other thing too about relationships, when you have a relationship with somebody, like, I know it's certain things. Like, I think about Coach Larry. He had a unique relationship with every single one of us. And he knew us so well. He knew what it took to get us going. Like, some of us, like, he'd go straight off on us. Like, he kind of went off on all of us. But some of us, he knew, like, okay, I gotta be more gentle with how I say this. Now, I'm still gonna go off on you, but I might do it a little different. But he knew every single one of us, and he knew how to handle each one of us. Like, it was like very different. And I think it also has me thinking about something Miss Lovell said. Like, teaching is a one-on-one relationship. It is a one-on-one relationship. Every student, you treat them like you treat them fair, but you treat them differently based on what they need. And then we talk about what equity is. Is providing students with what they need. But relationships, 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 y'all. Without it, tell me how it goes. Um, the next thing is structures, systems, and routines. I'll tell you one thing. When I pulled up my first year, y'all, I had my textbook and my dry erase marker and my pencil. That was my lesson plan, and like, that was it. Like, there wasn't no structures, there wasn't no systems. I just thought they was just gonna come in, sit down, and listen to me. I ain't had no inch routine, nothing. And when I reflect back, the reason that I was screaming so much, because here, this is another one. Yelling is not classroom management. They get tone deaf. They don't listen. Um, but they don't. Yeah. Without structure, system, and routines, it's gonna be very challenging to teach, because when you don't have structures and systems, then you spend a lot of your time, like, dealing with things you really don't have to. Like, it was a teacher a few years ago that I was working with, and I was supposed to come watch him teach a math lesson, and he spent 20 minutes arguing with a kid about a cell phone, diverted the whole lesson. It was maybe like 30 minutes left in class, so 20 minutes was just diverted to arguing with the student about the cell phone. And I told him after, I said, had you a system in place for that, and keep it moving, you know. But it really speaks to, if he had a structure, a system for that, then you know what would happen, or even a contingency plan. He do that, and he keep on moving back to his lesson. But when we don't have those, we spend a ton of time on things we really don't have to. I did it. Listen, y'all, and this, let me say this disclaimer. I ain't judging nobody out here, because I'm telling you, it was a whole disaster. It was a whole disaster for me my first year. This book, You see it, y'all? This is from It Was a Whole Disaster Out Here. That's what that's inspired from. So I'm not judging nobody. But these are just things that I wish I would have known before I got there, you know? And so I'll close out with this. So when I think about becoming a new teacher and just the shock of it all, because that's really what it is. It's the shock. So when I played basketball my entire life since I was in fifth grade, played basketball, and I played like just for fun since I was maybe like 5, something like that. But I played basketball, get to college from 18, about 13 years. I get to college, we playing pickup ball. So we go to gym, everybody's playing together. Listen, y'all, I'm playing defense, and my teammate set a screen on me that was so hard that I fell down. Like I fell down. I had never experienced someone being that strong. Or even there was a time when I played in college, we played against this I forget what they call them, exhibition team. It was an exhibition game, and it was like a couple of WNBA players on there. Listen, I tried to go towards the goal, and when I tell you that girl, she flexed me so hard. I was like, oh, I mean, I couldn't even move. Like normally I make a sweep and go to the go make the layup. I couldn't get past it. It was a shock. But that's because I went to another level. When I came from high school to college, it was a shock when I got hit on that first screen, even though I had done it my whole life. When I played against that WNBA player and I was in college, she was a lot stronger. Boom, shocked again. And so the thing is, I want to tell you is that two things. What got you there won't keep you there. So what got you there is you smart, you're brilliant, and obviously those are great qualities. But what's gonna keep you there is understanding what it takes to get there. Of course, it's gonna be shocking. You're hitting a new level. It's a requirement for us to level up. Whenever there's change, it's going to be a shock to our body. Like I'm in a new hotel and I'm in a shock right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is new. I stay at the same place every time I come here. It's a shock, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? It's okay. We're leveling up. So just understanding a few of these things that yes, it's really that freaking hard. That's okay. Hard is good. It's how we grow. Secondly, mistakes are what's going to make you great. So it's on the job training. You learn as you go. Also, do not do this alone. Get you a mentor, talk to other new teachers, but do not do this alone. You don't have to. Just please ask for help. The other thing is relationships. They are invaluable. This is why this is hard. You got to be able to connect. And also just structure, systems, and routine will save your voice. No need to yell. Have you some structure, some systems, some routines. But if you understand those things, it's gonna make it a little bit easier. Now I'm not gonna say it's this just like, oh, now teaching is not hard anymore. No, 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 no. But it will make your life a little bit easier. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. And as you go out this week, I want you to keep that rookie state of mind with what's that fits. Remember to level up is in the losses. Problems are a privilege. And yes, you might be new to this, but I know you're true to this because you're in this moment right now. And I believe, new teachers, I believe in each one of you. So get out there this week and let's do those reset push-ups. And we out.